Gabriel watches them.
Get the hell out of here.
The figure outside does not respond.
Got a minute, Grace?
What's up?
Does the name Ogun Badagri mean anything to you?
Ugh, no. Makes my skin crawl, though.
Have you ever heard of Damballa?
No, sorry.
Do you know anything about Veves?
Not a clue. Sorry.
Ritual patterns used in voodoo.
Fascinating. I can't help you out, though.
Do you know anything about a secret voodoo houndfall?
In New Orleans?
I think so.
No, I don't, but it sounds dangerous. You're not gonna try to find this voodoo group yourself, are you?
Would I do that? Do you have messages for me?
Your grandmother called. She said to remind you to stop by and go through your father's things.
Okay. Do you have messages for me?
That man from Germany called again, Wolfgang Ritter. Now he's claiming to be a relative of yours.
Interesting. Can I get that phone number for Wolfgang Ritter?
Sure, I'll give it to you when we're done talking.
Could you do some research for me?
Sure, what?
I have a pattern I need you to research.
How interesting. What is it?
It's a reconstruction of the tracings they found around the murder victims. The ones done in flour and blood.
Yuck. You shouldn't carry this kind of thing around. Who knows what these symbols mean?
Well, wear your evil banishing gloves if you want, but check it out for me, would you?
I'll see what I can find out. Anything else?
I can't think of anything.
Here's that phone number.
Thanks.
Wolfgang Ritter's phone number, written in Grace's pretty scrawl. The number written on the note is...
Didn't Grace say you had to dial 011 first to get international?
Gabriel checks the drawer again.
Didn't Grace say you had to dial 011 first to get international? I'm not calling Germany. That Wolfgang Ritter guy says he's a relative, but I've never heard of him.
Gabriel, I'm so glad you stopped by.
Oh, sorry it's been a while, Grandma.
Not at all. Give me a kiss.
Now come on, sit down. Tell me how you're doing.
Mostly pictures of Gabriel, his dad, and Harrison Knight. Gabriel is sentimental enough without dragging those photos into it. Grandmother Knight rarely uses the fireplace these days. Too much of a hassle to clean. The sofa has a worn blue chintz pattern that Gabriel remembers fondly. Gabriel doesn't want a crowd granny. He prefers the chair. Gran's knitting. She whips through that stuff like there was no tomorrow. Steal Granny's knitting? How low can you get? Gabriel doesn't knit? Okay, so Gran did teach him once, but he hasn't done it in years. On the wall are portraits of Gran and Granddad when they were young. Gabriel's inherited some good-looking genes. On the wall are...
That's my Gran. Adorable as always.
Oh, you're such a tease.
Hey, that's my Gran. Show some respect. How have you been, Gran?
Just fine, dear. I'm sorry I bothered you at work, but, I was hoping you'd get a chance to go through your father's things in the attic.
Don't be silly. You can call me anytime. What can you tell me about voodoo?
Voodoo? What an odd question, Gabriel. Of course, you always were interested in monster movies and all that other weird stuff. You get that from your father and Granddad. I don't know anything about it, dear. Of course, it was very big in New Orleans at one time, but you don't hear so much about it these days. Too much else in the world to worry about, I guess.
What can you tell me about the voodoo murders?
Oh, Gabriel, nothing. And I don't want to. I sometimes wonder what this world is coming to.
What can you tell me about New Orleans?
New Orleans is very southern, of course, though not as much as it used to be when I was a girl. It's gotten much more influenced by the East Coast and that California stuff. Still, it hasn't changed as much as other places, I reckon. We've always been happy here.
What can you tell?
My goodness, boy, you lived here all your life, just like me. I can't tell you much that you don't already know.
What can you tell me about St. John's Eve?
St. John's Eve? I remember when I was a girl, we always had a St. John's Eve Mass. The Mass was said at midnight, and we held candles. One time, on the way home, we were waylaid by a large group of drunken revelers. They didn't hurt us, but, oh, I was frightened. My father was furious. We never went to St. John's Eve Mass after that.
What can you tell me?
I haven't celebrated it in years, Gabriel. I'm sure there's still Mass in the more traditional churches, but I don't go.
Have you ever heard of Marie Laveau?
Marie Laveau? Oh, of course. She was that voodoo woman, wasn't she? She preyed on people's fears and superstitions, is what I think. There are always those willing to take other people's money for nothing. You stay away from people like that, Gabriel.
Yes, Gran. Do you know anything about snakes?
Snakes? What kind of snakes, dear?
Oh, I don't know, local kinds.
Well, we used to get cottonmouths in the park when I was a girl, but I haven't heard of one being sighted for years. Milk snakes and garter snakes are also around these parts, but they can't hurt you.
Thanks, Gran. Do you know anything about animal masks?
Why, no, dear. Do you mean Mardi Gras masks?
Never mind, Gran. Can you tell me anything about a secret voodoo hound fall?
Gabriel, my goodness. What are you up to these days?
Oh, nothing, Gran, really.
You'd better not be. You know you're the only family I have left.
I know, Gran. It's okay. Does the phrase Cabri Sanko mean anything to you?
Something without something, I think. Oh, my French is so rusty, I swear my mind is going.
No, it's okay, thanks. Does the name Ogun Badakri mean anything to you?
What, dear?
Never mind. Have you ever heard of Dambala?
What, dear?
Never mind. Tell me about yourself.
Me? Surely you have something more interesting to talk about.
No, come on, Gran.
Oh, all right, dear. What do you want to hear?
What do you do all day?
You know how I love to knit and work in my garden. I also take long walks. It's the only way to keep an old body like mine from stiffening up.
You're not old.
Oh, don't be foolish. I'm older than the hills.
Tell me about before you met Granddaddy.
Well, you know I was born Rebecca Wright. My daddy owned a lot of land outside of town. We grew peas and corn and cotton, all kinds of things. It was a good childhood, but my father was very strict. He didn't much let me out of his sight.
Tell me how you met Granddaddy.
Oh, I met Harrison at a church revival. There was a traveling preacher back then, a big fella named Reverend Jim. I even remember his slogan, "Come to me to find your way." Your granddad was sitting right behind me and my girlfriend, Alma. And at one point, old Reverend Jim was flinging his hair around with his fine brimstone annex. And a piece of it, one of those small add-on do's for men, went flying off. I swear, Harrison and I were the only ones that noticed. We both started laughing to beat the band. Everyone looked at us like we were a couple of loonies. Oh, it was then I knew that he was for me.
How you feeling these days?
Fit as a fiddle, and don't you worry your head about it.
Just tell me anything at all.
I had your father when I was 22. The doctors told me I couldn't have any more after him, so I'm afraid I spoiled him rotten.
Just tell me anything at all.
I hate to admit it, but I was a jealous little thing when your granddaddy and I were younger. I loved him so ferociously, and he did attract the eyes of the ladies whether he wanted to or not.
Just tell me anything at all.
I get lonely sometimes, but I have lots of girlfriends in the neighborhood. I call one of them if I'm feeling blue.
Just tell me anything at all.
I wish you'd settle down and give me a great-grandchild.
Oh, Gran. Just tell me anything at all.
I never loved any man but your grandfather. And I never will.
Oh, nothing. Never mind.
All right, dear.
Tell me about our family.
Who would you like to hear about? Your granddad, your father, or your mother?
Tell me something about Granddad.
Your granddad immigrated to America when he was 21. He worked his way through school, met and married me, and we had your father, Philip.
Tell me something about Granddad.
Your granddad supported me and your father with bookkeeping. Oh, I tell you what, though, he hated every minute of it. Didn't really like bookkeeping one bit. Maybe that was why he had the worst luck with jobs. Oh, the nights he'd come home afraid to tell me he lost another. And I'd tell him it didn't matter to me, but he felt ashamed, Gabriel.
Tell me something about Granddad.
Harrison was only 36 when he died. Your father was 8 years old at the time. Your granddad was hit by a streetcar in the business district. It took me nearly a year to believe he was really gone.
I'm sorry, Gran.
Oh, I know you are, dear.
Tell me something about Granddad.
Did you know that your granddad was a poet? He was. He wrote the most beautiful poetry for me when we were courting. I always thought he should have done something with that gift, but he was such a practical man, didn't believe in chasing after dreams.
Tell me about my father.
Your father was my only child. How we adored him.
Tell me about my father.
Philip suffered from terrible nightmares, just like your granddad did. Oh, they were two peas in a pod.
Tell me about my father.
When Philip met your mother, oh, it was love at first sight. They were married 2 weeks later. Never looked at a girl seriously until then, and he looked at plenty. You have your father's way with women, Gabriel. And your granddad's.
Tell me about my father.
I wanted to just lay down and die when he and your mother were killed in that car crash when you were only 8. It was the thought of taking care of you that kept me going, Gabriel. The police say your father swerved off the road after being frightened by something. Perhaps a deer in the road, or a wildcat.
Tell me about my mother.
Your mother was Margaret Templeton when your father met her. She came from a very wealthy Creole family in New Orleans. She was beautiful and reckless. She was madly in love with your father, of course, but I also think she liked to find her family. Since you're so interested in family history these days, why don't you go by St. Louis Cemetery No. 1 and visit the family tomb? It would be such a sweet gesture.
It's just past the Ross tomb, right? Oh, maybe I will. Tell me about my father.
Your granddad wanted Philip to have a normal life. He was obsessed by that thought. He pushed Philip to go to law school, but Philip was driven to art. He painted almost in a daze. He would get so inside himself when he worked.
Tell me about my...
He always hated that it was Margaret's money that supported the three of you when his painting couldn't. I kept telling him, try something more cheerful, like a landscape or two, but he couldn't do it. His work was just too dark and disturbing for the public, you know.
Tell me about my mother.
Your mother's family refused to give her money after the marriage. All she had left was a modest trust fund from her great aunt, who happened to like Philip. The remainder of your mother's trust fund became yours when she died. That's what you used to open your bookshop.
Tell me about...
The Templetons are all gone now. Every last one of them. Oh, they never wanted anything to do with us, of course. What a waste.
You know, you get prettier every time I see you.
Oh, you.
Have you baked any of your incredible molasses pies lately?
No, dear. But you let me know when you want some and I'll whip up a half a dozen.
You've lost weight. Are you courting a new man?
Oh, Gabriel. Don't be silly. You know there'll never be anyone but your granddad for me.
Your hair looks very pretty today, Gran. You know, I always tell people that my Gran is the prettiest grand old belle in the city.
Oh, dear.
What's new, Gran?
I've been working on baby sweaters for the church bazaar. Keeps me busy.
Done anything interesting lately?
I raised you.
Lately, Gran.
Oh, you know me, Gabriel. I always got my nose poked in something.
It must run in the family. You're looking well, Gran.
Oh, thanks, dear.
Is there anything you...
Me? No, I'm just fine, Gabriel. I have more than enough of everything.
Nice weather.
Oh, Gabriel, please. It's been just awful. Muggiest summer of my life.
Are you okay?
I'm right as rain.
Oh, nothing. Never mind.
All right, dear.
I'm gonna go up to the attic, Gran.
Be careful of the dust.
The old velvet curtains hung in the parlor before Gran lightened the place up.
I think I'll leave that up here.
These old picture frames have been up here for years.
I think I'll leave that up.
It's a lady's hat from the 1920s.
And from Gran's Virginia Woolf period. I think I'll leave that up.
It's an old dress dummy that Gran had in her sewing room years ago.
My first impression of the female form. Do I really look that desperate? I think I'll leave that up.
It's an old dusty bicycle tire.
I think I'll leave that.
The sheet-covered upholstered rocker used to be in Gabriel's nursery.
I think I'll leave that up.
An elaborate mechanical clock, probably of German origin, is among the discarded treasures of the attic. A keyhole sits empty on the side of the clock. The face of the clock is hand-painted. A ring of 6 symbols surrounds the face of the clock. A sword, a sun, an angel, a noose, an eclipse, and a dragon. The ring of symbols doesn't appear to have any mechanical function, but it does move. There's an interesting design.
think I'll leave that up here.
The old trunk looks like it's gone to hell and back.
It looks pretty heavy. There's a lot of Granddad's old stuff in here. Might be something interesting.
A bundle of letters. Love letters between Harrison and Rebecca.
What's this? It's some sort of key.
More of Harrison Knight's.
Just what I need. I think I'll leave.
Nothing happens. Nothing happens.
Can we talk?
Of course.
Oh.
All right.
Does this mean anything to you, Graham?
Sorry. No, Gabriel.
Gabriel isn't in the mood to give a lecture. Gabriel isn't the podium. There's a PA speaker on the wall.
Miss Geddy is busy, officer, and has instructed me to wish you good luck. That is all.
If you just tell her...
Goodbye, sir.
the Wright family tomb. Several of Gabriel and Grant's family members are laid to rest here. The marble and granite tombs are quite heavy. If Gabriel wants to address his ancestors, he should choose a specific plaque. A statue of a small child clings to a cross atop the right tomb. The marble residents of this city of the dead say nothing. An odd monument highlights one gravesite. It looks vaguely reptilian. The marble resident. DeMarco reads, Franklin Wright.
These are Grant's folks. I never knew them.
Gabriel doesn't want to take...
Hi. I'm Rebecca's grandson.
Much as when they were alive, the Wright elders give no response. DeMarco reads, Merrill.
These are Grant's folks.
DeMarco reads, Harley Wright.
Grant's sister. She died young. Grant talks a lot about you, Harley.
DeMarco reads, Harrison Knight.
Granddaddy. How's it going, Granddaddy?
DeMarco reads, Philip Knight.
Daddy. Hey, Daddy.
DeMarco reads,
My mother. Miss you, Mom. Oh, shoot. Huh. Looks like someone left something in that vase. Looks like it's my lucky day.
Gabriel doesn't want to take...
Miss you.
A statue of a small child. This family tomb bears the inscription, Rest in Peace, and the name Fullermill. Gabriel doesn't care to communicate with the marble and granite tombs are... A sign on the front door of Magenta's home reads, Attuning with the... St. Louis Cathedral. The original church on this site was built in 1724 and was named for Louis IX of France.
Thanks, boy.
That church burnt in the Great Fire of 1788. The present church dates from 1851. Gabriel is standing on the balcony of a building across the street from Jackson Square. On the balcony are 4 mounted binoculars. The Presbytere. This building was begun by the Spaniards in 1795 after a fire in Jackson Square. It was intended for monks, but now houses historical exhibits. $20. It's not much, but it's a start. 4 pairs of binoculars. Madame Lorelei, the fortune-teller, is garbed in a belly dancer's outfit and wears a A Cajun band, inventive as always with their instruments, is having a good old time on the lawn. Funny how catchy that toe-tapping can be.
That's Crash. What the hell is he up to with that drummer? Huh, Crash and the drummer. Interesting.
Gabriel can't do that with the square. Crash is huddled in a pew. He looks seriously ill.
I need to talk to you. Ask you some questions.
No way, man. I'm too sick. Go away.
Come on. I have to know what you know about these voodoo people.
You don't know nothing about nothing, man. You are so far out of it, you wouldn't understand anything. Just like that friend of yours, Mosley. Go away.
I'm not like Mosley. I know more than you think I do. I'll believe you.
Forget it, man. It's not worth my breath.
Come on, talk. Hey there, nice beat. I dig it.
The drummer does not. A lone drummer beats out a haunting rhythm on a large African drum.
Madam Lorelei.
What can I do?
No.
Well, then move.
It's another municipal building.
Knight, hate to tell you this, but you're out of a book. The Voodoo Murders case has been closed.
I had a feeling you were gonna say that. Son of a bitch. I have to tell you, bud, I'm pretty pissed off about this case being closed. You guys are making a big mistake.
Hey, I'm not any happier about it than you are, Knight, but I've got my orders.
Can you tell me anything about a secret voodoo hound fall?
Oh, come on. Somebody's pulling your leg, Knight.
Are you sure?
Ain't nothing secret about voodoo in Narlands. There's a museum, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, but that's the stuff they want you to see.
You're getting mighty paranoid, Knight.
Can you tell me anything about a secret voodoo hound fall?
I told you, you're nuts. Drop it.
What's the status on the voodoo?
The case? What case? I told you, the voodoo murders case is closed.
How can you just close it? It's not solved, is it?
Oh, it's solved. Turns out the Chicago Mafia was trying to invade local territory. Use the Mississippi for drug running now that Florida's so hot. What we had here was a little resistance from the local businessmen. Word came in this morning that the Chicago group is giving up and pulling out of Narlands.
But that doesn't bring the killers to justice.
Well, the boys upstairs seem to figure it this way. Let the slime kill each other. Better the vermin we know than Chicago vermin, I guess. The attitude in the department is that we just been done a huge favor, and they're probably right.
What about the local cartel? Are you just gonna let them go?
At least they're part of us. We'll deal with them over time. Always have. Narlands is pretty clean that way, you know?
Well, that's the illusion, isn't it?
Look, I'm not totally in agreement here either. But what can I do? These guys are not about to get caught. I'm disappointed about the book too. Look, next big murder case I get, I'll call you in, and we'll do that one up right, okay? In fact, I could probably dig up some old cases, and you could spice them up.
No thanks. How can I convince you to reopen the case?
Look, the department's not interested.
So, couldn't you make them interested?
With what? I got 7 bodies and still no leads. The voodoo angle's worthless, and besides, these people aren't hurting anybody but out-of-town drug dealers and hitmen.
The voodoo stuff is not worthless. It's the key to the whole thing. And these people are dangerous. They need to be stopped.
Okay, you want me to reopen this case? Prove what you just said.
What do you mean?
You need to prove that there's a legitimate voodoo cult in Narlands. Prove that they're a threat. Get me a lead on the cult.
How can I convince...
You still need to prove that there's a legitimate voodoo cult. Prove that they're a threat. Get me a lead on the cult. That doesn't prove...
You know those marks you found around the murder victims? This is a reconstruction of the whole pattern.
What makes you think this is an accurate reconstruction?
Well, I borrowed the partial patterns from your police file and did my own tracing of the pattern at Lake Pontchartrain. An architectural artist reconstructed it for me from the partials.
Really? So this is the whole pattern, huh? That's pretty good work, Knight, but that doesn't prove that this pattern is really connected to voodoo. That doesn't prove... That doesn't prove...
Can I ask you...
You're the right...
How...
You still need... Prove that there's a legitimate voodoo... Prove... Get me...
Hey, kids!
Bruno, how nice.
Gee, a customer.
Of yours? Hardly.
How's the flower business?
Well, better than the used book business, I see.
Rare books.
That explains why I so rarely see anyone in here. Are you gonna sell me that wonderful painting of yours today?
How much would you give me for it?
Oh, you're serious? You'll let me have it?
Gabriel, don't you dare sell your father's painting.
Yeah, I'll let you have it all right. How much for the painting?
Well, I could give you 100. That's all I can let go at the moment, you know. My affairs are so tied up.
Gabriel, $100 for your father's painting?
Stay out of this, Grace. Fine. It's yours.
Gabriel!
Here's the 100.
You better take good care of this, Bruno. This is not just another of your hip art pieces, you know.
Really? Well, I fully intend to make the most of its display. Though not for your sake, I'm sure. At least in my shop, there'll be a chance of someone actually seeing it. I can't believe I actually got it. Just wait until I show Sid.
I don't believe you.
It's just a painting, Grace. There are things I have to do.
Time stated June 21st.
I don't believe this.
What case?
It's ridiculous. You don't...
Gabriel, Death Walk.
Peachy.
Gabriel also time stated.
Don't mind.
Do.
Oh, nothing. Don't mind if I...
Do what?
Oh.
Today's time.
Don't mind if I do.
Do what?
Oh, nothing. Got a minute?
What's up?
I'm out of here. Try not to sell.
Uh-huh.
A street drummer has found a spot outside the Napoleon House. The Napoleon House is one of the quarter's very old, very classic neighborhood bars and restaurants. Gabriel is found here frequently. The velvet chairs are getting a bit threadbare. Gabriel has spent enough hours sitting. The Napoleon house is one of the quarters. An unhappy-looking man exposed the dangers of drinking alone.
Can I ask you some questions?
I'm here to relax, friend. Now buzz off.
Right. Sorry.
A chandelier cast a dim glow. It's a bust of Napoleon. How apropos.
Able was I ere I saw Elba.
If Gabriel tried to take the head, Stonewall would be on him like ducks on a June bug. Gabriel and the bartender are old pals. His name is Stonewall King, and he knows everybody around here.
Could I ask you a few questions?
Sure. I'm not too busy at the moment.
What can you tell me about voodoo?
Voodoo? Don't believe in it myself. I invented a drink once called Laveau's Tomb, but it wasn't very popular. Some people do believe, though. Even some of our regulars here at Napoleon House.
What do you know about the voodoo murders?
It's all over the papers. Some kind of serial killings.
What do you know about the voodoo murders?
They say a lot of voodoo stuff is found near the bodies.
What do you know about the voodoo murders?
Everybody's talking about them. It's starting to scare off the tourists.
What can you tell me about New Orleans?
Greatest city in the world. I'd never want to live anywhere else.
What can you tell me about New Orleans?
This city must get about 1 million tourists a year, especially around Mardi Gras.
What can you...
A lot of people come here because they think it's mysterious. All that talk about voodoo.
What can you tell me about New Orleans?
You should probably find a book on the subject, you know?
What's the significance of St. John's Eve?
All I know is it's some kind of voodoo holiday.
What's the significance of St.
People who believe in that stuff think it's a real special night. Magical.
Do you know anything about snakes?
What about them?
No, just anything.
You ask the weirdest questions. I don't know anything about snakes.
Have you ever heard of Marie Laveau?
Sure. She's kind of the patron saint of voodoo in New Orleans. Don't know too much about her, but the tourists sure get off on all that stuff.
Have you ever heard of...
There's a voodoo museum in town. They'd know more about it than I do.
Do you know anything about animal masks?
Come Mardi Gras, you see all kinds of masks in here.
Do you know anything about black voodoo?
Black voodoo? No. I prefer not to think about that kind of stuff, personally. Crime, perversion, weirdos. Just makes me depressed.
Does the name Ogun Badagri mean anything to you?
Never heard of it.
Have you ever heard of...
Never heard of it.
Can you tell me anything about...
Are you kidding? Around here? Hope they aren't serving drinks.
Well, if they are, I don't think anyone in his right mind would want one. Does the phrase Caprice encore mean anything to you?
Never heard of it.
Tell me about yourself.
A good bartender listens to other people's life stories without telling his own.
What can you tell me about your regulars in here?
See those old guys at the chess table? That's Sam and Marcus. They've played there every day for 20 years. Sam, the one with the purple jacket, he's lost every one of those games. It's not that he's a bad player. I've seen him beat guys twice as good as Marcus. But Marcus has Sam so psyched out, he loses his nerve every time. By the way, Sam, the chess player, he's into that voodoo stuff. He's always talking about spells and gree-gree and such.
Really? Thanks. So what has Sam told you about voodoo?
Well, about 50 years ago, Sam was too shy to talk to this pretty girl he was in love with. He went to a voodoo-ien and had her make him a love charm. It was a little pouch that he had to bury under the girl's front porch. Well, he buried the pouch, and the next day he went up and talked to the girl. And sure enough, she didn't reject him. Now she's his wife, poor guy.
Hi, how's it going?
It's been worse.
Business picking up?
Some. Mostly locals, as usual.
You ever get tired of tending bar for a living?
Never thought much about doing anything else.
The weather's pretty crappy out there today.
I wouldn't know. I never get out of here before dark.
This looks like a lively crowd.
Lively crowds are trouble. These guys just sit and drink. That makes me happy.
Tell me about the street musicians around here.
I like music as much as the next guy, but they get pretty monotonous sometimes, you know? Like that drummer right outside. They say there's been a drummer outside Napoleon House since the day it opened. Now, I like drums, but this character really gets on my nerves. It sounds like the same thing over and over. I just want to say enough already.
Sounds like my life. Tell me about the street.
Don't know what else I...
That tabletop has an inlaid chessboard.
What do I need with a table? Somebody's using it, right?
A man in a loud tie stares morosely at a chessboard.
Excuse me, I hate to interrupt your game, but could I ask you a few questions?
What game? This ain't a game, it's a slaughter.
He's right, you know. So let me die in peace, would you?
Nothing like a good game of...
This isn't a good game.
Oh, well,
A sharp-eyed gentleman in a gray sport coat hunches over a chessboard, chuckling to himself.
Sorry to bother you, but could I ask you a few questions?
I'm not the chatty type, am I, Sam?
No, you old bastard, you're not.
Besides, I'm busy sucking poor old Sam dry. Go bug someone else.
You're a real sweetheart, Marcus, you bastard.
Can I ask you some questions?
I'm trying to be with my lady here, pal.
Far be it from me to stand in the way of romance. Better not. Her boyfriend doesn't... Nah. Hey, how's it going?
Could you excuse us? We're talking.
Hi.
Mm-hmm.
I have $120. You still want to sell that crocodile mask?
That's 120 sure enough. That mask is yours, sir. Here you go. Careful it don't bite you now.
Yeah, thanks.
Now don't you go forgetting your lagniappe. A free bottle of Master Gambling Oil.
The sign said I could get Lady Luck Oil instead.
Well, I was thinking a man as young as you wouldn't be needing that kind of remedying. But, if you's having problems with your,
That's all right. Believe me, I don't need it. I'll just stick with this. Thanks anyway.
'Cause it ain't none of my business if you do need it now, huh?
I don't need it.
Oh, of course you don't.
Can I ask you... Do you know anything about a secret voodoo houndfall?
There's no such thing. Not around here.
The small bottle is labeled Master Gambling Oil. The crocodile mask is made of genuine crocodile head. It looks heavy, hot, and smelly.
Do you recognize this pattern?
Don't look familiar at all, monsieur.
You know that Master Gambling Oil you gave me?
We don't give refunds on lagniappe, sir.
Hello, Dr. John.
Glad you could return to us, Mr. Knight.
Could I ask you...
Of course.
Do you know anything about a secret voodoo houndfall?
Don't be ridiculous, Mr. Knight. The voodoo churches in the city have no need for secrecy.
Does this mean anything to you?
It looks like a simple hoodoo potion to me. Such things are easy to obtain in the quarter.
What do you think of my crocodile mask?
Nice.
Does this pattern look familiar to you?
Where did you get that?
You do recognize it then?
I have never seen it before in my life.
Are you sure about this pattern?
I am sure, Mr. Knight.
Are you sure you don't recognize anything about the ritual in this photo?
I told you, sir. That has...
Right.
Gabriel had...
Hey, Greg.
Oh boy.
Time stated June. Gabriel decides to check his horoscope. This death was...
Peachy.
Gabriel...
Got a second, Sam? It's about your game.
I don't have a game, that's my problem. Don't you touch those chess pieces while I'm gone, bastard.
I ain't never needed to cheat yet, you loser.
Thought you might be interested in this gambling oil.
Let me see that. Master Gambling Oil. What's it for?
Don't you ever wonder why Marcus wins every time?
Whoa, hold it. You really think Marcus uses this stuff?
Would I make something like that up?
Get out of here. Marcus would never use something like this.
Well, if that's what you want to believe. This is a powerful voodoo oil.
Ah, go on. Really?
This voodoo oil could make a nun get lucky.
Really? You think it really works, huh?
I'd stake my reputation as a novelist on it.
And you say Marcus uses this? That explains a lot. Let me see that bottle. This looks authentic.
Oh, it is.
If I could really beat that bastard. Stonewall, give me a pimp's cup, would you?
Coming up, Sam.
How much you think I ought to put in here?
Careful, you don't want to overdo it. Too much luck can be dangerous.
Ha! There's no such thing as too much. Now stand back.
Come on already, I'm ready to checkmate.
We'll see about that, Mr. Smarty Big Mouth. Checkmate! Checkmate, you bastard!
Son of a bitch.
20 years I've been waiting to say that. Checkmate! Checkmate! Checkmate!
You are the biggest butthead, Sam Singleton, that I have ever met.
Checkmate!
You can just put that chessboard where the sun don't shine.
Hallelujah! I did it! Yippee!
Nice game.
Nice game! Hell, I was brilliant! Of course, I gotta give some of the credit to that oil of yours. I've been losing to that guy for 20 years. If you ever need a favor, you come to Sam, you hear?
Will do. Can I ask you some questions now?
Look, I'd be glad to help you out, but I've been stuck in this bar too long to know much about anything.
Could you do anything with this?
What is this, a clay mold? Well, I am a jeweler, you know. And I owe you one. Would you like me to cast this for you?
If you can.
You got it, pal. Actually, it'll be a pleasure to get my tools out. First time in years. I've been too busy playing that goddamn game. I'll have the bracelet later today. Right now, I feel like I could do anything. Meet me here in a few hours.
Great, thanks.
There's no answer. Perhaps Casino got even more paranoid than usual and decided to get out of town.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah?
Do you know anything about a secret voodoo hound fall?
I don't know nothing about that.
Does the name Ogu...
I don't know what you...
Have you ever...
I don't know what you...
The wall doesn't... Gabriel can't take any... Gabriel likes the idea of leaving marks on the tomb, but at the moment, he's not sure what to say or how to say it.
Does this mean anything to you?
Nope.
Come on. Do you recognize this?
No.
Do you recognize...
No.
Do you recognize...
No.
Madam...
What?
No.
Well, then move aside.
A Cajun band.
Come on, boys, hoopla!
The booth is a colorful melange. It announces the owner as Madame Lorelei and gives prize. Madame Lorelei lounges at the booth,
Thanks, boys.
fondling her snake.
Come on, boys, hoopla!
Not a bad... baby, I love the way you move.
Madame Lorelei winks knowingly at Gabriel and twitches her hips.
Yep, she wants me.
Thanks, boys.
It's a silken veil. Gabriel examines the veil with the magnifying glass. The fortune-teller's veil is studded with sequins. The sequins look a little strange. Why, it's a snake scale. Gabriel carefully uses the tweezers to remove the snake scale from the veil. The iridescent scale is hued olive green. It doesn't seem to match the scale from Lake Pontchartrain. The iridescent scale is hued olive green. It does... The veil below... Gabriel has a scale... Gabriel has a scale from the fortune-teller's book.
I think this veil belongs to you.
Oh, my veil! I'm always losing those things. You have no idea. Well, darling, you're such a sweetie to return a lady's delicates, and so handsome as well.
Well,
And since you have such a clear interest in fortune-telling, let me see your hands. They look so strong. Perhaps they will make both our fortunes clear, no?
I wish something would.
Strong, yes, and yet so delicate and flexible.
You don't know the half of it.
Oh, good. I see a mysterious woman in your immediate future.
Madame Lorelei winks at Gabriel knowingly.
She is a dangerous one, dark and beautiful. Oh, I see the road of your life forking, and very soon.
The blood drains from Madame Lorelei's face in an instant. Sweat beads on her upper lip.
Are you okay?
There are horses. Oh, God. Beware. Beware.
What is it about me lately? Could I ask you if...
Sure.
Hello, Dr. John.
Glad you could...
Why would Dr. John be in...
I knew you'd miss me.
Really? I forgot you were gone.
Got a minute?
What's up?
That doesn't work. That doesn't work.
Does this mean?
Sure, I'm...
That doesn't work.
Hello, Dr. John.
Glad you could
Gabriel can't see a way to use that. Why would Dr. John be interested in that scale? The iridescent scale is huge. That doesn't seem to... The iridescent... The iridescent... The iridescent... Gabriel doesn't...
Do you recognize this?
No. Oh, don't waste my time.
Do you recognize this?
No.
Do you recognize this?
No.
Come on!
My precious boy.
I can't stay away.
That clock has been in the...
I'm gonna go up to the... I don't think there's anything else in that trunk that would interest anybody.
The brass bed frame.
I think I'll leave that.
That box of knickknacks has been up here for...
There's nothing I want. I think I'll leave.
That is recon. Nothing happened.
Mostly, my man.
It's... That doesn't prove it. That doesn't prove...
Showing that to Mosley.
Can I ask you... How...
You still... Prove that there's a legit... Prove that they're a... Get me a...
Hi.
Mm-hmm.
Can I...
The sign says, special Saint...
Log me up. My friend...
Root bags, curio box. To get what's in the case, Gabriel would need money. Dried herbs hang.
Those are gree-gree. A full of...
No thanks.
To get what's in the cave.
Lodestone powder, 5.
Garlic, cloves, and other.
I know where to come if I...
Garlic, cloves.
I know where to...
There's no reason to wear that at the... There's no reason to wear that at the moment. Someone is in. Someone is in. The Chancellor. Crashes huddled in a pew.
Come on. Do you recognize?
No.
Do you recognize?
No.
Do you recognize?
No.
Gabriel doesn't want to put that on until he finds the ritual. It doesn't look too comfortable.
Do you recognize?
No.
Sam, my man.
Hey there, it's you. I got that bracelet for you. This piece was a real toughie. For some reason, the metal just wasn't setting. I must be out of practice.
Well, it looks good to me. Thanks, Sam.
No problem. By the way, I'm heading out of town tonight.
Yeah? Where to?
Marcus used to tell me that if I ever beat him at chess, he'd take me around the world. The old bastard has enough money stuffed in his mattress to cover the federal deficit, and he hates spending a penny of it. I'm going to enjoy watching him squirm through every mile.
Sounds like fun. Good luck.
Are you kidding? Luck is my middle name.
So, how do you...
Couldn't be better.
Sam's replica of Madame Casano's snake bracelet looks just like the original.
Do you recognize this?
Where did you get that?
Why? Do you know something about it?
Know something about it? Look at this.
Crash opens his shirt and reveals a tattoo.
It's the same snake.
It's their sign, man. The mark of the snake. Without it, they'll never let you get close.
The sign of the snake, right. Your tattoo, my bracelet. Now do you believe that I know something about these people?
Alright, yeah. You know about them. I guess.
Will you answer some questions for me now?
Okay, I'll talk to you. A little, but make it fast.
Tell me what you know about voodoo.
Look, take some advice. Stay away from this voodoo shit. You don't really want to know, man. Believe me. Do yourself a favor and leave me alone.
I want to know about the voodoo murders.
You're on the right track. That's all I can say. I'm not gonna risk my life by talking about it, man.
What can you tell me about New Orleans?
Man, can't you see I'm sick?
Does the name Ogun...
No! Don't say that name.
Why not?
It's evil, man.
Do you know anything about snakes?
The eyes. Snake's eyes. Damballa.
Okay, calm down. What can you tell me about St. John's Eve?
Nothing. Just leave me alone.
Do you have any idea what Capri San Call means?
I never heard of that.
Do you know anything about Marie Laveau?
I don't know her. Honest.
Tell me what you know about a secret voodoo hound fall in New Orleans.
Oh, man. Just shut up about that. Can't you see I'm sick? Are you trying to kill me?
Do you know anything about animal masks?
No. Leave me alone about that shit.
What do you mean? You've seen them, haven't you?
No, not me. Leave me alone.
Tell me what you know about Damballa.
No! Don't say that word.
They...
Shut up, man!
Do you know anything about Veves?
I never heard of that.
Oh, you look pretty sick. Shouldn't you be in a hospital?
Nah, a hospital wouldn't do nothing. Just leave me alone.
Tell me about your sick.
I'm sick. Dying. Eating the big enchilada, man. What the fuck else matters?
I saw you talking to that drummer. What did you tell him?
You saw me with the drummer? Nobody's supposed to see. Oh, shit! I blew it again. Promise you won't say nothing to no one. It'll get back to him. Everything does. Promise me you won't tell anyone you saw me.
Okay, but you have to tell me everything I want to know.
Okay, alright. I was sending a message, man. They have these Rada drummers posted around the quarter. They see everything, and they report.
Report? How?
The drums, man. It's some kind of code.
Tell me what you know about a secret voodoo...
Alright. There's this underground cartel in Nolans. A voodoo cartel. They control everything that happens on the street. I mean everything that's bought or sold. They have fingers in the legit world too. Banks, foreign stuff, you name it. There's supposed to be this temple. What you said, a hound for. That's their headquarters, man. I heard people say it's underground, somewhere in the quarter. I don't know where though.
Have you ever been there?
No, I've never been in it. I'm nobody, man. A runner. But I saw them once. Out at the lake. They became animals, man. Beasts. I remember the eyes. The eyes.
Hey, are you okay?
The eyes. The eyes of the snake.
I think I should go get a doctor. Hey, are you all right? Someone! I need help!
The eyes. The eyes of the snake. Damballa.
What snake? Crash?
Crash spasms twice more, then dies as Gabriel watches.
Oh my God. Oh, poor bastard.
Crash is dead. He's not going. On Crash's chest is a tattoo of a snake.
That tattoo looks like Kazano's bracelet.
On
that tattoo. I guess I'd better copy this tattoo.
moving the body is the job of... Crash's face shows signs of strangulation. His death was not a pleasant one. The tracing is of a snake tattoo from Crash's chest. It looks like someone found and moved Crash's body.
Hello, Dr. John.
Glad you could return to us, Mr. Knight.
A street drummer has settled out.
Do you recognize this snake figure?
How curious. Where did you find it?
Oh, just lying around.
I would throw it away if I were you.
Why is that?
It looks like trouble to me, Mr. Knight.
Does this mean anything to you?
I cannot say that it does.
A very large.
The python is quite...
Thanks for the advice.
Gabriel can't see a way to use that. Gabriel has no...
Hi. Does this snake pattern look familiar to you at all? Have you noticed it on any of your customers, like as a tattoo?
Nope. Can't say as I have, me. Marine Corps, is it?
Yeah, could be. Thanks. Could you look at this snake bracelet and tell me if you've seen anything like it before?
Nope. Never seen nothing like that.
Do you recognize the...
Don't look familiar.
Do you know anything about...
Look like a lot of hands.
There's no room for him in the bookstore. The banks of Lake... That doesn't work. Gabriel can't see a way to use that.
No, I've got no way to...
Lake Pontchartrain is scenic, but you really... Lake Pontchartrain...
I knew you'd miss...
Really?
Got a minute?
What's up?
Could you do some...
Sure.
Could you research Rada drums for me?
Rada drums? Sure. I don't think we have any books on that topic in the shop, but I'll contact our suppliers. Assuming any of them will extend you any credit.
Tell them it's an emergency.
Uh-huh. I can see where a Rada drum book would be incredibly urgent. Anything else?
I can't think of anything.
That doesn't seem to work. Gabriel could ask Grace to use her paints and put the tattoo on his chest, but he should wait until he's ready to use it. It would probably wash off in the shower.
Hello, Dr. J.
Glad you...
Could I ask...
Of course.
Do you recognize...
How curious.
Oh, just like...
I would throw...
Why is that?
It looks like...
Gabriel doesn't want to put that... Gabriel can't draw that tattoo on himself. He'll have to find someone to lend him an artistic hand.
Hello.
The excite...
Gabriel can't draw that tattoo on himself.
Got a minute?
What's up?
Hello, Dr. John.
Glad you could return to us, Mr. Knight.
Gabriel has no... It's an electrical switch. A very large... That doesn't work. The snake is too...
The python is quite dangerous.
Thanks for the advice.
That doesn't work that way. That doesn't work. Why would Dr. John be... Gabriel can't... Perhaps Gabriel should learn more about the scale before showing it to anyone. A very large... Gabriel can't...
I wish Malia Getty was permanent.
Gabriel can't... Gabriel can't do anything. Gabriel has no interest in... The fan might operate. The fan is entrenched in the window frame. There's a beaten-up old fan in the window. It's silent at the moment. That doesn't work. That doesn't... That doesn't... Gabriel can't... Gabriel doesn't want to put... That doesn't seem to... That cord must be in... That doesn't work. That cord must be... That doesn't seem to work, Dad. That doesn't work that way. That doesn't work.
Gabriel, my love. How nice to see you.
Nice to see you too, Gran. Can we talk?
Of course.
I'm gonna go up to the attic again.
Enjoy your...
It's Granddaddy. Golf was never... I'm not sure what my game was. I think I'll leave that up.
The sheet-covered upholstered rocker used to be in Gabriel.
There's nothing I want.
The trunk, some old clothes, including a pair of leather shorts.
Aren't those called lederhosen?
Serious hiking boots, more of Harrison Knight's German books.
Just what I need.
And a bundle of letters. Love letters between Harrison and Rebecca.
I don't think there's anything else in that trunk that would interest anybody but my Gran. I don't think there's anything...
A skylight lets welcome... Grandma's attic is a storehouse.
I think I'll leave that up.
It's a lady's hat.
And from Gran's...
An elaborate...
I think I'll leave...
The face of the clock is hand-painted. A ring of 6 symbols. The ring... There's an interesting... Nothing happened. Nothing. The artist. The iridescent scale.